Good day. You're welcome to chapter 4 of Rescued. Last week, the children had set out on their mission. They had rescued 5 out of the 10 children, and those 5 were safe with them at Iglesia. Let's see what happens next. The following morning, the Sueños met with Miss Anu and Mr. Korede. The 5 children they had rescued were fine. They had eaten breakfast and were waiting for the meeting that will start by 10 a.m. I want to say a big well done to everyone for helping to rescue these children. They will be restored to their parents. Their parents will be coming by 12 noon to pick them up, Miss Anu said with a smile. Hooray! Fresh shouted. They'll be reconciled with their parents. Yes, so that's good news, Bigas added. I can't imagine not staying with my family, Maestro said. I am so happy for them. They were all silent for a moment, and Miss Anu noticed that Aurora was not looking happy. Aurora, what's the problem? Miss Anu asked, concerned. I'm not happy, but I'm happy, Anu replied slowly. I'm happy for the 5 children we rescued. But what about the other 5? What's going to happen to them? I thought we were going to get them all. We did our best. Yes, Mr. Korede said. You did your best. The children have to take their own step. Some of them took the key and were able to set off the explosives. The other 5 did not. You cannot force somebody against his or her will. We have not given up on them. That is why we are having this meeting. We need to re-strategize. All of them nodded. Aurora, Miss Anna added, just do your part. Like Mr. Korede said, you can't force anybody against their will. Just encourage them to do what is right. Aurora nodded and felt a little better. She had not slept well the previous night, although she had been very tired. She felt that she had disappointed Miss Anna and Mr. Korede, but from what she heard, she felt so much better and ready to plan for how to rescue the remaining children. For the next 1 hour, they planned on the next step to take. By the end of the discussion, they came up with a different strategy. This time, they decided to send Maestro and Fresh to check out the location to make sure that the children were still at the same place and that the structure where they were kept was still the same. Fresh and Maestro were to go with bread, just in case the guards decided to ask them what they were looking for. 2 days later, the Sueños met in the evening to put some finishing touches to their plans. Fresh came a little late, and when he arrived, he was carrying a big bowl. The others were curious to find out what was in the bowl. They didn't have to wait for long. Fresh put the bowl on the table and sat down. I'm sorry I'm coming late. I had to prepare a lot of dough. I didn't know how much dough would be needed, so I prepared a lot so that it will be enough. Dough? Bigas asked, puzzled. What do we need dough for? I overheard the technologist telling Aurora that we will need a lot of dough today, Fresh replied. When did I say anything about dough? The technologist asked. She was confused. If I know that we need dough, I will tell you directly and the amount we need. I know you said something about dough. Fresh Ranger was so sure he had heard correctly. Why did the technologist not remember something so important than that? And Aurora, didn't she remember either? As Fresh turned to look at Aurora, Aurora started to laugh. Everybody looked at her, wondering what was so funny. What was making her laugh? Aurora controlled herself, and then she managed to talk. It's true. Techie mentioned needing a lot of dough. I was right. Fresh Ranger was relieved. But what made you laugh? Let me use the opportunity to remind everyone that we should be careful of what we overhear, especially since we might not hear the whole story. What Fresh overheard was Teki telling me about a movie she had watched. In that movie, one of the characters said that he needed a lot of dough to rescue the children. The dough he was referring to was money. Oh, Fresh Ranger felt ashamed of himself. Everyone laughed. Don't worry, Fresh. We all make mistakes, Ora said. Fresh smiled sheepishly, but he felt a little better. So what's going to happen to the dough? Big Ass asked. I don't know. Maybe by the time we finish preparing for our mission, we'll come up with something. If not, we'll ask Miss Anu. All of them agreed, and they settled to review their plans for the following day. Everything was on track and they were happy. They had just finished the meeting when Miss Anu came in. As she came in, she noticed the bowl. When she heard the reason for the bowl full of dough, a slight smile came to her face. She then suggested that the Sueños bake bread if they still had energy. She believed it would come in handy when they rescued the remaining children the following day. She was so optimistic about the success of the operation that the Sueño K Squad received energy to bake bread that evening. They all cooperated with Fresh Ranger as he gave out instructions to bake the bread. Before they knew it, they had baked several loaves of bread and it was time to go home. They all left feeling satisfied and looking forward to the following day.